I remember the exact moment my life broke. Not slowly, not gently, but like glass shattering in 1 second. It was the night before my wedding. My mother walked into my room, smiling, soft, calm, the kind of calm that feels wrong. She closed the door, locked it, and placed a file in my lap. "Sign this," she said quietly. I laughed, nervous. "Mom, what is this?" She didn't answer, just stared at me. So I opened it. Property transfer, bank access, my inheritance, everything, all being transferred to her. My hand started shaking. "Why?" I whispered. She leaned closer, her voice cold now. "Because after tomorrow, you won't need it anymore." That sentence, it didn't make sense at first, but something inside me snapped awake. "What do you mean?" I asked. She smiled. "Your husband isn't what you think." My heart dropped. "What?" She tilted her head. "He's not marrying you for love." Pause. "He's marrying you because I told him to." My entire body went numb. "Why would you do that?" I whispered, and then she said something that changed everything. "Because you were never supposed to stay." I stared at her, my own mother, and for the first time in my life, I didn't recognize her. "What does that even mean?" My voice cracked. She sighed, like she was tired. "Tita, I didn't want to tell you like this." She sat on the edge of my bed, looked at me almost annoyed. "You were a mistake." I couldn't breathe. "I tried to fix it years ago," she continued. "I tried to give you away, but your father stopped me." Tears rolled down my face without control. "But now," she smiled softly, "now everything is perfect." I shook my head. No, this isn't real." She leaned in close, whispered, "Tomorrow you'll get married and disappear quietly." Disappear? My heart started racing. "What are you planning?" I asked. She stood up, straightened her dress. "You don't need to know details." Then she walked toward the door. But before leaving, she paused. "Oh, and don't try anything stupid." She tapped the file. "Because if you don't sign, your father pays the price." My world collapsed in one sentence. I sat there for hours, just staring at that file, thinking, replaying every moment of my life, every cold look, every ignored achievement, every time she chose my sister over me. It all made sense now. I was never her daughter. I was the problem she couldn't erase. But one thing she didn't know, one thing she forgot. I wasn't weak anymore. At 2:17 a.m., I picked up my phone and called someone I hadn't spoken to in 7 years. He answered immediately, like he was expecting my call. "Finally," he said calmly. My breath caught. "How did you?" "I knew this day would come," he interrupted, his voice steady, controlled. The same voice I remembered from childhood, the only person who ever protected me. "Are you ready?" he asked. "Ready? For what?" I hesitated, then looked at the file again, at my mother's signature, already printed, at the empty line waiting for mine. My fingers tightened. "Yes," I whispered. Silence. Then he spoke again. "Good." Pause. "Then tomorrow don't run." My heart skipped. "What?" "Stay," he said. "Go through with the wedding." "What?" I almost shouted. "They're trying to destroy you." I said. "Why would I?" "Because he cut me off. This is the only way to destroy them back." My breath stopped. "Destroy them?" "What do you mean?" I whispered. He chuckled softly. "You really think your mother planned all this without leaving evidence?" "Evidence?" I've been waiting for this moment, he continued. Every lie, every transaction, every secret she buried. Pause. I have it all. My hands started shaking again, but I whispered, "Why didn't you tell me before?" Silence. Then, because you weren't ready. My eyes filled with tears. And now, his voice hardened, you have nothing left to lose. That sentence, it hit deeper than anything else. He was right. I had no mother, no real family, no safe place. Only one choice. Burn everything, or let them bury me. Tell me what to do, I said quietly, and what he said next made my blood run cold. Tomorrow, when you walk down the aisle, pause. Don't look at your husband. My heart tightened. Look at your mother. Why? I asked. Because, he said slowly, that will be the last moment she feels in control. I swallowed hard. And after that, I whispered. He smiled. I could hear it in his voice. After that, we take everything from her. I didn't sleep that night, not even for a second. Morning came, too fast, too heavy. I stood in front of the mirror, wearing a white dress, looking like a bride, feeling like a sacrifice. My hands trembled, but my eyes were different. Cold, focused, ready. My sister walked in, smirking. You actually look decent for once, she said. I didn't respond. She circled me slowly. You know, she whispered, Mom always said you'd end up useful one day. I met her eyes in the mirror. Yeah, I said quietly, today, I will. She laughed, not knowing, not even imagining what was about to happen. The music started, doors opened, and I took my first step toward the altar. Every heartbeat louder than the last, every step heavier. But I remembered his words. Don't look at him. So I didn't. I looked straight at my mother. She smiled, proud, satisfied, victorious, and in that exact moment, I smiled back. Not as her daughter, but as the beginning of her end. Just as I reached the altar, my phone vibrated in my hand, hidden in my bouquet. One message, from him. Now. My fingers tightened, my heart pounded, and I did something no one in that room expected. I turned around, facing everyone, and said, I have something to show you all. Silence, shock, confusion. My mother's smile froze and slowly turned into fear because she realized this wedding was never hers to control. It was mine, and it was about to destroy her. The silence in that room, it wasn't normal silence. It was the kind that feels heavy, suffocating, like something terrible is about to happen. Everyone was staring at me, confused, whispering. My husband looked irritated. What are you doing? He muttered under his breath. I didn't even look at him. My eyes stayed locked on my mother, and for the first time in my life, I saw it. Fear, real, raw, uncontrollable fear. My fingers slowly pulled the phone out from inside my bouquet. My hands were steady now, stronger than they had ever been. I know this isn't normal, I said softly, my voice echoing through the hall, but neither is what's been happening behind everyone's back. A murmur spread across the room. People leaned forward, curiosity rising. My mother suddenly stood up, her voice sharp. Stop this nonsense right now. I smiled, calm, controlled. No, I said quietly, not this time. Her face changed, that calm mask gone. Now she looked desperate. Give me that phone, she hissed, stepping toward me. But before she could reach me, two men stepped forward, blocking her path. She froze, eyes wide. What is this? She whispered. I tilted my head. You really thought I'd come alone? Her lips parted slightly. And that's when I pressed play. The first audio filled the hall. Clear, loud, unmistakable. Her voice. I don't care what happens to her after the wedding. Just make sure she signs everything before. Gasps. Sharp, loud, shocked. Someone dropped a glass. It shattered. But no one even looked. All eyes were on her. No, that's fake, she stuttered, but her voice trembling. I played the second clip. This time, my husband's voice. I'll marry her, but after that, she's your problem. I don't want anything to do with her once the money is transferred. The entire room exploded. Whispers turned into chaos. My husband grabbed my arm, hard. You think this proves anything? He snapped. I looked at his hand gripping me, then slowly removed it. Don't touch me, I said softly. He laughed, angry, mocking. You're crazy, you always were. And right on cue, I smiled again. Yeah, I whispered. That's what you wanted everyone to believe. I tapped my phone again. This time, a video started playing on the giant screen behind us. The projector, already connected, already prepared. The footage, clear, undeniable. My mother sitting in a room, signing papers, transferring money, talking to someone. Once she's gone, everything comes back to us. Her words echoed. And then the camera shifted, revealing the person sitting across from her. My husband, smiling, shaking her hand. The room fell completely silent. No whispers, no movement. Just shock, pure shock. My mother's legs gave out. She collapsed into a chair. No, she whispered. This isn't possible. I stepped closer, slowly. You forgot something, I said softly. Her eyes met mine, shaking, broken. You taught me to survive, I continued, by watching you. Tears filled her eyes, but not mine. Please, she whispered, stop this. For a second, just 1 second, I felt something inside me, a memory, a small piece of the girl I used to be. But then, I remembered everything. Every cold night, every ignored cry, every time she looked at me like I didn't belong. And that feeling disappeared. I turned back to the crowd. I know this is hard to believe, I said calmly. So let me make it easier. I raised my hand slightly, and that's when the doors at the back of the hall opened. A man walked in, slow, confident, controlled, every step echoing. The room shifted again, attention moving toward him. My breath caught for a second. After 7 years, he was finally here. He walked past everyone, straight toward me, and then stopped right beside me. My husband's face changed, confusion then panic. You, he whispered. The man looked at him, smiled faintly. "Miss me?" he said. My mother's eyes widened, even more. "No," she whispered, "not him." I turned slightly toward him, my voice softer now. "You came?" He nodded, looking at me with calm certainty. "I told you," he said, "I'd be there when it matters." The room was completely frozen now. No one understood, but they were about to. I took a deep breath, then said the words that shattered everything. "This man," I said clearly, "is the reason none of you will ever see them the same way again." My mother shook her head violently. "No, don't." But it was too late, because what I said next was something she had buried for decades. "This man," I continued, "is my real brother." Gasps, louder than before. And also, I added slowly, the legal owner of everything she tried to steal. Silence, pure, deadly silence. My husband stepped back, his face pale. "What?" he whispered. The man beside me smiled calmly and pulled out a document, stamped, signed, official. "My name is already on everything," he said. My mother started shaking uncontrollably. "You can't do this," she whispered. "I'm your mother." He looked at her, cold, empty. "No," he said quietly. "You stopped being that a long time ago." And just like that, the power shifted completely. But what happened next? No one, not even me, expected, because suddenly someone from the crowd stood up and shouted, "Wait, if that's true, then who is she really?" The question cut through everything, and for the first time, I didn't have an answer. I slowly turned, looking at my mother, her face white, terrified, because she knew the next truth would destroy me too. That question, "Then who is she really?" It didn't just echo in a hall. It hit me straight in the chest. For a second, everything blurred. Voices faded. Faces disappeared. Because deep down, somewhere I never dared to look, I already knew there was something wrong. My mother didn't speak. She couldn't. Her lips trembled. Her eyes avoided mine. That silence, that hesitation, it told me everything. I took one slow step toward her. "Answer them," I said quietly. She shook her head. "No, please." "Please?" She never said please, not to me, not ever. My chest tightened. "Answer them." My voice broke louder this time. The room froze again. Even the air felt still. My brother stepped slightly forward, but I raised my hand, stopping him. "No." I needed to hear this from her. She looked at me, tears falling now, real tears. "I was trying to protect you," she whispered. I laughed, a broken, hollow laugh. "Protect me?" I said. "By selling me, by planning to erase me?" She shook her head desperately. "No, you don't understand." "Then make me understand," I snapped. Silence. And then she said it. "You were never mine." The world stopped. My heart didn't just break. It collapsed. "What?" I whispered, barely a sound. She looked away, unable to face me. "You were brought to me," she said slowly, wrapped in a blanket left outside our house. My hands went cold. A baby crying alone. Tears streamed down my face. And her voice cracked. I didn't want you. That hurt, more than anything else. But your father, she continued. He insisted. He said we should keep you. My breath became uneven. So you kept me, I whispered. She nodded weakly. But not as a daughter, I added. She stayed silent. That silence was the answer. I stepped back, my legs shaking. All my life, I thought I was unwanted. But this was worse. I wasn't even supposed to exist. In their world. I turned slowly toward my brother. His expression wasn't shocked. It was sad. You knew? I asked. He nodded. For years, he said quietly. Something inside me snapped again. And you didn't tell me? My voice cracked. He stepped closer. I wanted to, he said, but I was trying to find the truth first. Truth about what? I asked. He hesitated, and that hesitation terrified me. What else is there? I whispered. He took a deep breath. About where you really came from. My heart started racing again. No, I said softly. No more secrets, please. But he didn't stop. The night you were found, he said slowly, there was something else. I felt dizzy. What? I whispered. He looked at me, straight into my eyes. You weren't alone. Silence. Cold. Heavy. Unreal. What do you mean? I asked, my voice shaking. There was another baby, he said. My knees almost gave out. A twin. The word echoed over and over. Twin. No, I whispered. That's not possible. My mother started crying harder. It's true, she said. I turned to her, slowly. Where is she? I asked. Her eyes dropped. I don't know, she whispered. You don't know. I shouted. They were taken, she cried. Both of you. Someone left you there and disappeared. My head spun. 2 babies. Left. Abandoned. And somehow, I ended up here. With people who never wanted me. Why didn't you tell me? I whispered. She covered her face. Because I was afraid, she cried. Afraid someone would come back for you. That sentence hit differently. Come back for me? My brother stepped in again. That's not the only reason, he said. I looked at him. What do you mean? I asked. He reached into his coat, pulled out another document. Old, worn. I found this, he said. My hands trembled as I took it. A hospital record, dated the year I was born. Names, signatures, codes. And then, one line, circled in red. Subject A and Subject B transferred successfully. Subject? Transferred? My heart dropped. This is an adoption, I whispered. He shook his head slowly. No, he said. This is something else. I looked up at him, fear growing. What are you saying? I asked. He leaned closer, his voice lower now. I think, he said, you weren't abandoned. You were placed. My entire body went cold. Placed? For what? I whispered. He didn't answer immediately, because even he was afraid of what it meant. And then, from behind us, a voice, calm, unfamiliar, spoke. For a purpose. Every head turned toward the entrance. A man stood there, dressed in black, expression unreadable, and somehow looking straight at me, like he had been searching for a very long time. My heart pounded, because deep inside, I knew my story was far from over. For a purpose. Those words didn't just enter the room, they took control of it. Every single person turned, frozen silent. The man stood there, still calm, like he owned the moment, and the way he was looking at me, not curious, not surprised, certain, like he had already found what he came for. My heart started beating faster. Who are you? I asked, my voice barely steady. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he walked forward, slow, controlled steps, echoing through the hall. No one stopped him. No one dared. Even the guards near the door stepped aside. That alone terrified me. He stopped just a few feet away from me. Up close, his face looked familiar, but I couldn't place it. You've grown, he said quietly. My breath caught. What? I whispered. He tilted his head slightly, studying me. Stronger than expected, he added. My brother stepped forward instantly, positioning himself between us. Stay back, he warned. The man looked at him, almost amused. You always were protective, he said. My brother froze. How do you know me? He asked sharply. The man smiled faintly. I know both of you, he said. A chill ran down my spine. Both? My mind raced. You're lying, I said, but my voice weaker now. He shook his head slowly. No, he said. I've been watching for a very long time. Watching? My stomach twisted. Why? I whispered. He took a breath. Because, he said, you are not just a child who is abandoned. Silence. Heavy, crushing silence. You were created. The word hit like a thunder. Created? My heart dropped so fast, it felt like it disappeared. No, I whispered. That's not possible. My mother started crying louder, covering her ears. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know, she repeated. The man didn't even look at her. His eyes stayed on me. You are part of an experiment, he said calmly. My knees almost gave out. What kind of experiment? My brother demanded. The man finally looked at him. One that was never meant to leave the lab, he replied. Lab? My breathing became uneven. No, I shook my head. This isn't real. But something inside me, something deep, was starting to connect pieces. The way I learned things faster than others, the way I always felt different, the way my instincts were always right. You're lying, I whispered again. He stepped closer, just one step, and my body reacted instantly. I stepped back, without thinking, without deciding. Just instinct. His eyes narrowed slightly. See, he said quietly, you feel it too. Feel what? My brother grabbed my arm gently. Don't listen to him, he said, but I couldn't look away because something about this man felt true. Where is my twin? I asked suddenly. The question, sharp, direct. The man went silent for a moment, and for the first time, his expression changed. Something darker, more serious. She was taken, he said slowly. Taken where? I asked. He didn't answer immediately. Instead, he looked around the room, at the guests, at the chaos, at the broken illusion of a wedding. This place, he said, is not safe for this conversation. My brother stepped forward again, anger rising. You're not taking her anywhere, he snapped. The man sighed, almost disappointed. I'm not here to take her, he said. I'm here to warn her. Warned? My heart tightened again. About what? I asked. He looked straight into my eyes. About them? My breath stopped. Who? I whispered. He didn't say it loudly, but the weight of it shook everything. The ones who are still looking for you. A cold wave rushed through my body. They thought both of you were gone, he continued, but now. His eyes scanned my face. They know. Know? Know what? I asked. That you're alive. The room suddenly felt smaller, like the walls were closing in. And if they find you, he added quietly, they won't make the same mistake twice. My hands started shaking again. What mistake? My brother demanded. The man's voice dropped, lower, darker. Letting you live. Silence. No one moved. No one breathed. My mother collapsed completely now, sobbing uncontrollably. I didn't know, she kept repeating, but no one was listening anymore, because everything had changed. This was no longer about betrayal, no longer about money, no longer about family. This was something else, something bigger, something dangerous. I looked at the man again. Why are you telling me this? I asked. He held my gaze. Because you deserve the truth, he said, and because... He paused. I made a promise. My heart skipped. To who? I whispered. His answer came softly. Your sister? Everything inside me froze. She's alive? I asked. Hope, fear, everything mixing together. He nodded slowly. Yes. My breath caught. Where is she? I asked desperately. He didn't answer. Instead, he reached into his pocket and pulled out something small. A pendant, old, worn, broken on one side. My heart stopped because, without even thinking, my hand moved to my neck, where I had worn the other half, my entire life. And suddenly, everything made sense. You're connected, he said quietly. She's been waiting. My eyes filled with tears. After everything, all the pain, all the lies, there was still something real. But then, his next words destroyed that moment. She doesn't have much time. My heart dropped. What do you mean? I whispered. He looked at me, serious, urgent. If you want to find her, you have to leave. Now. I looked around, at the people, at the broken wedding, at the life I thought I had. And for the second time in my life, I had to choose: stay and face the ruins of my past, or leave and chase a truth that could change everything. My fingers tightened around the pendant, my heart beating louder than ever. And just as I opened my mouth to answer, the lights suddenly went out. Complete darkness. And then a scream right behind me. Darkness. Complete suffocating darkness. The scream behind me, it wasn't just fear, it was pain. My heart slammed against my chest. Stay close. My brother's voice came fast, sharp. His hand grabbed mine, tight. Voices exploded around us. People shouting, running, chairs falling. Someone knocked into me. I almost lost balance. Then, a second scream. Closer this time. My breathing turned uneven. What's happening? I whispered. No answer. Only chaos. And then, a faint red light flickered on. Emergency lights. Barely enough to see, but enough to reveal something. Something that made my blood run cold. The stage. The altar. Empty. My mother, gone. My husband, gone. They took them, my brother said instantly. My fingers tightened around his hand. Who? I asked, even though I already knew. He didn't say it. He didn't need to. The man in black stepped closer again. They're here, he said quietly. A cold silence hit me again. Why now? I whispered. His eyes stayed locked on the shadows around us. Because you revealed yourself, he said. I felt it. That invisible shift. Like something had been watching from far away. And now, it was right here. Listen carefully, he said quickly. This place is compromised. You have minutes, maybe less. My mind raced. My sister. I said, I need to find her. He nodded. And you will, he said, but not if you stay here. A loud crash echoed from the entrance. Doors breaking open. Heavy footsteps. Not normal, not rushed. Controlled. Like they knew exactly where to go. They're inside, my brother said. Fear gripped my chest, but something else rose with it. Anger. No, not again. I wasn't going to run blindly. Not anymore. Where do I go? I asked quickly. The man in black stepped closer. Exit through the back corridor. There's a service door, he said. And you? I asked. He looked at me, calm, almost certain. I'll slow them down. My brother tightened his grip on me. No, he said. We go together. The man shook his head. If all of you go, none of you make it. Silence. Heavy, painful silence. I looked at him, really looked this time. You knew my sister, I said softly. He nodded. Then promise me. I whispered. If I find her, I'll finish what you started. His eyes softened, just a little. That's all she ever wanted, he said. A loud gunshot echoed, somewhere close. People screamed again. No more time. Go, he shouted. My brother pulled me, running, through the side hallway, my dress dragging behind me, tearing with every step. But I didn't stop. I couldn't. Another crash behind us, closer now. They were coming, fast. We reached the corridor, dark, narrow. Keep moving, my brother said. My lungs burned, my legs screamed, but my heart was louder than everything. We reached the door. Locked. No, I whispered. My brother stepped forward, kicked it once, twice. The lock snapped. Door flew open. Cold night air hit my face. Freedom, for now. We ran outside, didn't stop, didn't look back, until we reached the road, empty, silent. Only our breathing filled the space. I bent forward, trying to catch my breath, my hands still shaking. My whole life gone in one night. My brother stood beside me, watching the darkness behind us. We can't stay here, he said. I nodded, slowly. Then I looked down at the pendant in my hand, the broken half, and for the first time, it felt complete. She's out there, I whispered. My brother looked at me. You really believe that? He asked. I tightened my grip. No, I said quietly. I know it. Silence. Then, from far away, sirens, loud, approaching. But something felt wrong. Too fast, too coordinated. My brother noticed it too. That's not normal, he said. And then, headlights appeared. Multiple vehicles, turning the corner, coming straight toward us. My heart dropped again. They found us, I whispered. My brother grabbed my arm. Run. But before we could move, the cars stopped, surrounding us. Doors opened. A figure stepped out, dressed the same, black, silent, precise. My breath caught. One of them stepped forward and spoke. You don't have to run anymore. I froze. What? I whispered. He lowered his head slightly, and for a second, my entire world stopped again, because his face looked exactly like mine. Not similar, not close, identical. My heart pounded violently. No, I stepped back. That's not possible. He looked at me, calm, almost familiar. It is, he said softly. And it's time you knew everything. My brother stepped in front of me instantly. Stay back, he warned. But the man didn't move. Instead, he said something that made my blood freeze. We finally found both of you. Both? My breath stopped. I looked at him, then at my brother, then back at him. What are you talking about? I whispered. He smiled faintly and pointed, not at me, not at my brother, but behind us. Slowly, terrified, I turned around, and what I saw made everything fall apart, because standing there, in the shadows, holding the other half of my pendant, was her, my twin, alive, broken, and looking at me like I was the enemy. My story didn't end that night. It began, and this time, I wasn't the victim anymore. I was the truth they tried to bury, and I was coming for all of them. I thought it was over. I really did. Standing there, surrounded, heart racing, staring at the face that looked exactly like mine. And then, her, my twin, alive. But the way she looked at me, not relief, not love, not even curiosity. Hate. Pure cold hate. My chest tightened. Why are you looking at me like that? I whispered. She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she stepped forward slowly, out of the shadows. The light finally touched her face, and I saw it. The difference. She looked like me, but harder, colder, like life had carved pain deeper into her than it ever did into me. You shouldn't have come out, she said quietly. My heart dropped. What? I whispered. Her grip tightened around the pendant, the other half. You were supposed to stay hidden, she continued. My mind raced. I didn't even know you existed, I said, my voice breaking. She let out a short laugh, bitter, sharp. Exactly, she said. That's why you were safe. Safe? From what? I took a step closer. I've been looking for you my whole life, I said. She shook her head. No, she replied. I've been hiding from mine. Silence. Heavy, painful silence. The man who looked like me stepped forward again. This isn't the place for this, he said. My brother moved slightly in front of me, still protective, still ready. Start talking, he demanded. The man sighed, then looked at both of us. You were part of Project A17, he said. The name meant nothing, but the weight of it felt heavy. 2 subjects, he continued. Same DNA, enhanced neural response, accelerated adaptation. I didn't understand half of it, but one thing was clear. We weren't normal. They were trying to create, he paused, perfect survivors. My twin looked away, jaw tight. They succeeded, she said coldly. My heart sank. At what cost? I whispered. She didn't answer, because she didn't need to. The answer was written all over her face. Pain, loss, anger. Everything I had felt, but deeper, longer, more brutal. They trained me, she said suddenly. My breath caught. From the moment I was taken, she continued, no childhood, no family, just tests, missions, survival. My hands trembled. And you? She looked at me, eyes sharp. You got to live, she said. Her voice carried something dangerous now. Resentment. I didn't have a life, I whispered. I was abused, used, unwanted. She stepped closer, fast. But you were free, she snapped. The word echoed. Free. I froze, because for the first time, I realized something. We both suffered, but in different cages. Silence stretched between us, tense, fragile. Then the man spoke again. They're coming, he said, looking at the road behind us. More lights, more vehicles. This wasn't over, not even close. You have to decide, he continued. Decide what? I asked. He looked at both of us. Run and stay targets forever. Or come with us and end this. End this? My heart pounded. My brother grabbed my arm. You don't trust them, he said quietly. He was right. But something inside me, something deeper than fear, was pulling me forward, toward answers, toward truth, toward her. I looked at my twin again, her eyes still cold, but something else flickered now. Recognition, a connection she couldn't deny. If I come with you, I said slowly, do I get the truth? The man nodded. All of it. I swallowed hard, then looked at my brother. I can't run anymore, I whispered. He stared at me, torn, then sighed. Then I'm not letting you go alone, he said. Relief hit me. I nodded and stepped forward, toward them, toward the life that was stolen from me. My twin didn't move, but as I passed her, she spoke, soft, almost too quiet. Don't slow me down. I stopped, just for a second, then replied, Don't underestimate me. For the first time, a faint, almost invisible smile touched her lips, and in that moment, we weren't enemies. We were something else, something dangerous, something unstoppable. The vehicles opened, doors waiting. The man gestured. Welcome back, he said. Back. I stepped inside, heart racing, mind spinning. As the doors closed, I looked out one last time, at the life I was leaving behind. The broken wedding, the lies, the pain, all gone. And ahead, only truth, war, and the sister I just found. The engine started, and as we drove into the darkness, I realized something. They didn't create victims. They created weapons. And now, they had both of us.